All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are live. So today we're going to go over the Major League Cricket championship game that took place about a week and a half ago and how it could potentially be a hint as to what this upcoming MLB World Series is going to be. Before we get into it, let's just do a little bit of a flashback. So let's go back in time a little bit. 2023. All right, if we look at 2023, MI New York beat Seattle, and that was on July 30th, 2023. So MI New York won it back in 2023. And yeah, MI New York 52. You see that? And who won the World Series later that year? It was the Texas Rangers, 52, in their 52nd season in Arlington. And they have the Major League Cricket Championships in Grand Prairie, which is like probably a 15-minute drive from where the Rangers play. Yeah, and also that game, if I remember correctly, that was July 30th, 2023. So let me just put in the dates here. July 30th, 2023, until they won the World Series was it was a span of 13 weeks and 4 days, and the Rangers went 13-4 in the playoffs that year, and it was on tribute to what was going on in Israel. Netanyahu was 134, Tisha B'Av is 134. I remember the Ian Kinsler, the former Rangers second baseman, he was the manager of the Israeli team at the World Baseball Classic at the beginning of the year. Okay, anyways, that was 2023. Next, 2024, so last year, we had Washington over San Francisco. Washington, this was on, oh, no, this is what it was. Washington Freedom, 263, that's the 56th prime. 263, 56th prime, just like Society of Jesus. And then later that year, you had the manager for the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, whose real name is David Roberts. He got his 56th ever playoff win. All right, so that's that. Now let's go back to this year. So this game was on the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of the alleged assassination attempt of Donald Trump, July 13th, 2024, July 13th, 2025. MI New York won this game with 180 runs, all right? 180. So let's do Donald Trump. I have to spell it correctly. Donald Trump, 138. 180 is the 138th composite number. All right. And now this game was on July 13th or the 13th of July, like 13/7. And again, this was a game between New York and Washington. New York, 33. I think is Freedom 33 as well? Pretty sure Freedom is 33. So what a matchup for 13/7. And you got New York versus Washington again. Donald Trump from New York. Now he's at the White House in Washington. And also, so the funny thing about this game, so 180 plus 175, that's 355. So let's just make sure we got that correct. Yeah, so 355 total runs. And you know, I've been talking a lot about semi-primes recently. 355 is that's 335. 355 is the 112th semi-prime. And of course, Catholicism. Yes, Catholicism is 112. The Jesuits claim to operate in 112 countries. Of course, the Jesuits are Catholics. And the Lone Star equals 112. Now, the name of the stadium here in Grand Prairie, just scroll back down here. Right, so it's called Grand Prairie Stadium, but it's in a complex called Lone Star Park. Yeah, so Lone Star Park. I'll just show you here. Yeah, so the stadium's there, but the whole area is called Lone Star Park. And yeah, the address is even on Lone Star Parkway, as you see there. Yeah, Lone Star Parkway. I actually have a funny story. A couple of years ago, I went to a concert here at this theater, and I didn't have a car back then, so I had to take the train. I took the train to here. This train station's closer, but this, you don't want to bike on this street. You're like asking to get yourself killed if you're going to bike on this street. So I got off at this train station and biked in, and I'm pretty sure I was like the only person in the history of this complex to arrive at this place by bicycle. I mean, maybe some people like that live over here maybe biked over there because there's a trail, but it was definitely one of a few. And then I went to a cricket game a couple years ago in their first season, before I knew that cricket was scripted. And yeah, I did the same thing. I was like, where do I park my bike? And they're like, oh, we didn't think anyone was going to bike here. So I had to lock my bike to like one of those ADA parking poles. Okay, anyways. Yeah, Lone Star 112. Lone Star also 32. Texas Independence Day is 3/2. 32 sunrays on the Jesuit logo. I've already talked about that a million times. But what's interesting is, so we know Trump, 47, right? He's the 47th president of the United States. So the Texas Rangers right now, you see they have 34 playoff wins. If they make that, they're not in the playoffs right now. If the season ends today, they would still miss the playoffs, but they're not far out. I think who are the wild card teams right now? So Seattle. And it looks like they're 2 back of the wild card. 53-50. No, they might actually be closer. 55 and 49. Yeah, I think they're a game and a half back of the last wild card spot. But they're probably not going to win the division. So they're going to have to enter in the wild card round, which means if they win the World Series, it'll take 13 wins. They would get their 47th playoff win if they if they make the playoffs and win the World Series. I mean, that seems kind of like a long shot right now, but history does kind of repeat itself. Back in hold on. Yeah, so back in 2023, we had LSU and MI New York win their respective championships. Flash forward to 2025, it's the same thing. LSU and MI New York win their championships. And so what's funny about the LSU championship is, so this came on 22/6, right? 226 is, where's 226? 226 is the 76th semi-prime. Like Skull and Bones. 76. 41 and 76, all right? The manager for LSU is Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson, 41, just like Skull and Bones. And remember, they won the College World Series. They won the 76th College World Series back in 2023. And now they win, and then Jay Johnson's second College World Series title comes on 22/6. 226 is 76th semi-prime. And 76 is the 54th composite number. Now let's do Texas Rangers. It is the Texas Rangers 76, or sorry, not 76. It's their 54th season in Texas. Like how they won the World Series a couple years prior. It was their 52nd, and I just talked about that a few minutes ago. But yeah, anyways, this is their 54th season. Like how 76 is the 54th composite number. When they won the World Series When they won the World Series in 2023, they finished the season with 76 losses. And they beat the Diamondbacks. I can't spell correctly. Right, and they went 5-4 against the Diamondbacks, including the World Series that year. So 54-76. That pairing came together when they won the World Series last. That was the only time they won it. But yeah, again, I don't. It is a long shot for the Rangers, but when the Rangers won it last, they had LSU won the College World Series, and then MI New York won the Major League Cricket, and the same two things have happened so far. And something to shit, I forgot what I was going to show you now. Oh yes, I remember. So far, all of the major sports championships in 2023 have definitely been in tribute to Trump. First, you had the Eagles winning it, and the Eagles is where the flag is sewn, and so that's clearly a Trump tribute. Next was you had the Thunder. Actually, I'm kind of going out of order right now, but Oklahoma City Thunder is 88, just like Trump is 88. Then you had the Florida Panthers win it. I forget exactly how that tied into Trump, but I do remember the Florida Panthers won Game 5 to go up 3-2 in the series, and that was on Trump's birthday. Yeah, so if the World Series, I mean, it's probably going to be another tribute to Trump if it's continuing along these lines. Trump 47. In the national, although a couple things to think about. In the National League, it is the Mets' 64th season. And of course, 64 is 8 times 8. We were just talking about 88 with Trump. And of course, Trump's from New York. It's also, New York is 39. The last time the Mets won the World Series, it was in 1986, which was 39 years ago. And of course, this will be the 121st World Series. How 121 is. Let me just change this here. 121. 121. I'm trying to get 121. 121 is 11 times 11. New York's the 11th state. Also, 121 is the 40th semi-prime, as you see there. And we just had LSU won the College World Series. LSU Tigers is 40. The thing, Texas Rangers does equal 173, which is the 40th prime number. So something to think about. And of course, they do. It is connected with the managers. Bruce Bochy, he's 4-1 in World Series right now. Bruce Bochy does have that 51. Mets also equals 51. Is that going to be the World Series matchup? I don't know, but I mean, to me, it just seems like it would be. I know they do like to repeat history, but in 2023, like it went LSU, MI New York, and then Rangers in those 3 consecutive championships. I just don't feel like they would do the same thing just 2 years later, but who knows? Who knows? Let's see if anyone's saying anything in the chat. The Blue Jays is... That is the Blue Jays 49th season. That is right. Yeah, because they came into league in 77. Huh. Yeah, I'd have to think about the Blue Jays. What's the playoff record? So they would get their 42nd playoff win, or 44th, depending on... Who's the Blue Jays manager? I don't even know. John Schneider. Does he have any playoff? Doesn't have any playoff wins. Okay. I do want to check out actually what... Oh, one thing that I did forget to mention earlier. We were talking about... Whoops, I did not mean to close that. Okay. I was talking about 112. I guess I didn't keep it up. But I was talking about 112 because Lone Star is 112 and there were 355 combined runs, 112th semi-prime. The game is at Lone Star Park, 112. Catholicism, 112. This game, or this, the Major League Cricket Finals was... So we don't know exactly when the World Series is going to end, but we do know that it is going to start... Is it going to tell us when it's going to start? All right, let's just 2025. More likely than not, the World Series is going to start on October 24th, meaning that if it does go to a Game 7, it'll end on 11/1. Like New York is 111. It doesn't mean it'll go that far, but something that is interesting is that it was a span of 112 days before Game 7 of the World Series. Now, maybe this will be like the day they hold the parade or something like that. Because maybe it'll end in... Oh, no, maybe it would end on... They would hold the parade on 11/2. It's 112 days before 11/2. Perhaps the World Series ends on Halloween in Game 6, and then the team holds their parade 2 days later on 11/2. Yeah, like last year, Fernando Valenzuela died. His birthday is November 1st, and we all thought, oh, the Dodgers are going to win the World Series on November 1st. Let's do 2024 Dodgers parade. Right, so instead they ended up holding their parade on November 1st. So they won it a couple days earlier, and then they held their parade on November 1st. So yeah, I'm thinking I don't know yet, but I mean there's all these 112s and it's 112 a span of 112 days before Game 7 of the World Series, or 112 days before the potential end or the potential parade date. 112 is definitely going to be a factor in the World Series. We know that. So I think we still need some more clues. Like we haven't had a no-hitter yet. The Little League World Series is next month. that'll give us a clue. But it is going to be New York themed somehow. It usually always is. Yeah, the Blue Jays one is interesting. I don't know enough about, like, let's see, I know one thing about, so 111 is, I can't pull it up here. 111 is the 36th semi-prime. Yeah, 111 is the 36th semi-prime. Toronto is 36. Isn't Toronto Blue Jays also, or maybe it's, oh no, I'm probably thinking I think the Maple Leafs have like a 36 connection. Yeah, Maple Leafs is 36. That's what it was. All right. I think that's enough for now. But yeah, I might make this into a shorter video later, but I'm doing too many other things. I hardly have time to like write scripts for videos. So, but maybe if I'll have time, I'll make a short video kind of condensing the information about the College World Series and Major League Cricket. Well, actually, oh yeah, and one other thing, or I should, more than one other thing, but yeah, the guy who scored the most runs for New York, this guy Quinton de Kock, 77 runs against Washington. Again, 77th Meridian. Wasn't it? Why did I think there was a? Oh, is it United States is 77? Yeah, United States is 77. That's what it is. This guy, this Rushil Ugarkar. Let's see if there's any interesting gematria with his name. Yes, his name equals 88. Look at that. Yeah, so on the anniversary of the Trump assassination attempt, he's the player of the match. So it's 13 days after his birthday, or 300. Was that 300? Is it 353 days before his birthday? Span of 353 days. So that's, yeah, 353 is 71st prime, just like Catholic. Yeah, so that's very interesting. What else is there from this game that's interesting? This guy got player of the tournament. September 16th is his birthday. Let's see. Yes, yeah, span of 66 days. The game was in Texas. 66. What is his name? Mitchell Owen? Mitchell Owen. He's got a very Freemason name. Oh, I didn't keep it open. Look at that. So how many days after his birthday was it? 301. Yeah, 301's the 95th semi-prime. Oh yeah, span of 9 weeks and 3 days. Actually, New York doesn't have a. Wait, New York NY is 93. The game wasn't there, but that's where the team is based. Interesting. Okay. What about, I should see how many days after this guy's birthday was it? Oh, so he has the same birthday as the previous pope. Yeah, his name is 66 as well. How many days for the previous pope's birthday was it? 158 days. Oh, a span of 158. Is that right? Yeah, so span of 158. His name equals 159, but so that means it was 209. Is 209 a semiprime? 68 semiprime. Huh, okay. Okay, now I think I will end it there now. Oh yeah, that is an interesting point that you do bring up though, that the Blue Jays winning the World Series before the strike in '94, and now they're saying there's going to be a lockout next year, perhaps. Um, I don't know enough about how all that stuff works, but that would be interesting. We'll see. Okay, that I've said enough. I'll end this live stream right at 112. That was probably one of the main numbers we talked about today. Catch you guys later.